habit. See, when you start doing something the same way at the same time, the more identical you can keep the scenario each and every day, the more and easier and faster it'll become a habit. Hands down, one of the biggest mistakes that I made when it came to trying to stay motivated and building my business, taking it to the next level, and this be the first thing you need to write down, was developing skills. See, the issue that I had being in this game for 7 years of specifically, building businesses, but I've been working a lot with influencers, coaches, speakers, people who want to put their voice and their thoughts and their experience into the world. Well, because I didn't focus on skill development early on, I found myself feeling frustrated a lot because there's certain skills in business, just like life, that you got to master in order to be successful. And the problem that I had the first couple of years was I didn't realize that. So I would be out trying to get clients. I would be out trying to do marketing. I would be out trying to, do content, and I was just out here doing things without being very intentional about, marketing has a set of skills that I need to learn in order to be successful in this. Sales are a set of skills, right? If it's sales, you gotta understand, you gotta be great at influence and persuasion. You gotta be great at overcoming objections. You gotta be a great listener. Listening is a skill, right? So you got to be able to read people. So there's certain skills in marketing, lead generation, advertisement. It's so many things. Copywriting. If you do like online coaching and if you do, let's say, Facebook ads or something like that, then you need to, I didn't realize that, I got to be great at copywriting or sending out emails. So there's a set of skills that you need to learn in business. And I found myself not feeling as motivated as I could feel because I wasn't developing a skill. And because I wasn't developing a skill, it was like a self-fulfilling prophecy to where now I felt less motivated because I wasn't making any progress. So that's the first thing that I would say, is definitely develop your skill. And if this is your first time to my channel, again, my name is Terrell Jones. I work with coaches specifically, and my goal is to help them create highly transformational and impactful coaching programs, and at the same time build highly profitable businesses. So that is what I do. If this is your first time in this channel, go ahead and click subscribe, and go ahead and give it a like. And even share this if you like. If you know anybody who's an influencer or a coach who may want to take this to the next level, obviously you don't got to be in those industries to take this away, because you're in business potentially, or you want to get in business. So this is applicable, but that's who I work with. So that's why I make a lot of the videos for as part of this channel. Make sense? All right, cool. So let's get back to it. So that's the first thing that kind of messed me up, was that skill development. The second thing that I realized that was a problem was that I didn't build I didn't build habits, right? I didn't build habits. And my issue was, okay, I know that I need to develop these skills, but I didn't build habits around those skills. So think about it like this. If you know that, for example, working out is something that you need to do, right? You want to train your muscles, you want to lose weight, whatever you want to do, that's the goal. Well, even if you knew the right things to do, but you haven't created it as a habit in your life, then you won't do it. I was talking to a guy recently, and I said, do you use a calendar? He said no. He said, I got everything right up here, right in the old noggin, right? And I said, okay. I said, well, how do you keep up with everything? He said, well, because, I just been doing these certain things for so long. I've been, going to work. I've been, I got to take my kids to practice. So I know when I got to go to work. I know when I come home for practice. I know when, dinner is. And he had ingrained habits around his regular to-dos in his life. But this was the problem. He wanted to build a successful and profitable coaching business. And he didn't have any habits around that, right? He didn't have any habits around it. Because it wasn't part of his routine. Making sense? So because he didn't have any habits around it, it wasn't part of his routine. And it wasn't part of his routine because he didn't have it in the calendar. He didn't have it somewhere where he can start creating and making that a habit. See, when you start doing something the same way at the same time, the more identical you can keep the scenario each and every day, the more and easier and faster it'll become a habit for you. If you changing it up and every so often, I kind of work on my business here, and I'm maybe I'll do it on Tuesday, maybe I'll look at it again on Friday, maybe I'll peek at it over the weekend, and it's all over the place. When you think about the business, when you work on the business, the time you do it, the day you do it, what you're working on, everything is just so random and scattered that you can't build any habits around it. See, one of the habits that I have is that every morning I know when I wake up, after I work out, right, after I stretch, drink my water, get my mind right. Sometimes I listen to audio, sometimes I'll read a book, and I know that, boom, my first step of the day is planning my day, is taking some time out. Usually it takes about 30 minutes. And I sit down. Maybe I'll do a video on my morning routine, or maybe my daily routine, if that's something that's helpful, right? A lot of people ask about morning routine, so maybe I'll do that. But I know that every morning I'm going to work on my business because I allocate and set up time to do so. Make sense? So that's why I'm consistent with it. I know that if there's certain potential clients that I'm talking to, it's in my calendar. The times may change, but I know that between this time and this time I'm talking to people. I know that usually on these days I'm creating content, I'm shooting ads, so I'm doing YouTube videos. So it has to be the same thing for you in terms of are you creating habits around the areas that you want to be successful in. So in business, you should have certain days and certain times when you know you're going to work on a business. That's how you create a habit. As soon as I get off work, this is what I'm doing. Right before I get to work, this is what I'm doing. During my lunch break, this is what I'm doing. On Saturday at this time, this is what I'm doing. And you have to do it just like that, like clockwork. And it starts to become a habit. Make sense? All right, cool. So that is all right. So that is that's the second thing that I've learned. Let me give you número tres. Third thing that I've learned is that you need, and I needed this desperately to stay motivated. I needed this desperately. And you might feel me on this one. I know a lot of y'all gonna feel me. I know you're probably gonna feel me on this one. A supportive community, right? Supportive community. And with a supportive community, the reason obviously that's so important is because somebody said this to me one time, and I almost borderline got depressed. I was sad, like, damn, why I gotta be the industry that I'm in, right? But somebody said entrepreneurship is the loneliest sport in the world. I said, man, that sounds sad. But what I thought about was that's absolutely true. If you've been trying to build your business, right, or if you currently been building it, you already made maybe $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, whatever it is, right, or even if you're just getting started, you know that at the end of the day, it's gonna come down to you working on your business. And a lot of times when we're just doing that by ourselves, we start to overthink it. So I could be doing this, but what about that? But what about that? And no, I might look crazy doing this, or no, I should shoot content, but nah, it's not, I don't really feel like I have it ready, or maybe I should, reach out to people and I know I got to potentially get some clients, but I got to do something, but I don't have this logo first. So let me get the logo first and do that. But you know what? The LLC, I got to get this. So there's a lot of things that we prevent ourselves from actually serving and helping. And don't get it twisted, all of those are going to be important at some point in your business, and a lot of those things you can do in parallel. But the real problem is that we don't have people around us that we can learn from, that we can bounce ideas off of, that we can, a coach or some type of community or some type of peer set that you're a part of. I don't care if it's a Facebook group or whatever it is, but you need other people running with you that's running in the same direction, right? Specifically if it's people that do what you do, that's even better. General entrepreneurs are great, but if you're working with people in real estate and you're doing these different type of industries, it kind of is going to be a little bit hard for you to gain perspective because they're not doing the same exact thing as you, right? So let's say if you are a coach and you're watching this, why don't you be part of a community where you're able to run specifically with other coaches? Because now you can see this is what they're doing to acquire clients. Oh, this is what they're doing to overcome objections. This is what they're doing in terms of their content to bring light to their coaching programs. You feel what I'm saying? This is how they were able to determine their niche. It makes it much easier to stay consistent, to be focused, and to make progress. And one of the things I always say is that baby steps are better than no steps. So at least you're taking steps towards living your God-given purpose. Make sense? So that is the idea. So those are the things that you really wouldn't be doing to take it to the next level. Cool? All right. So if you are excited and you really like this and you enjoyed today's lesson, go ahead and click the subscribe button below. Go ahead and give this a like. Go ahead and give this a share, and stay tuned in. Stay tuned in because this is your opportunity to continue to make things happen. Learn, get everything that you can, and just start applying this. Right? Just start applying these principles, and you'll take your business to the next level.